Hi, Tracy. Good morning. Happy Saturday. I hope you're having a great day so far. I promised, I wanted to shoot you a quick video just to educate you on just some things um, to look out for in terms of your website. And I know that you don't you get your clients from CoStar, and so but it's always good to learn, right? So this is your website. I love your logo. It's very clean looking. It's very easy to read, and you have your team, and it makes people or the company look credible, and you can see everyone's faces, so that's great. So the first thing that we pay attention to as digital marketers or internet marketing companies, we pay attention to content. So I don't know if you heard about this, but content is king. So content meaning any of these words, these photos. Google ranks websites higher when you have credible, valuable content that you are displaying for consumers. So typically you want to see about 1,500 words on the home page. Real estate's a little bit different because you guys have such a specific layout of your website, so it's not super necessary, but on average, yeah, 1,500 words. And again, it has to be credible and valuable. It should be utilizing the correct keywords. So keywords are just what are people typing in Google to find your service or your business. And so it would be like DC commercial real estate agent or commercial real estate agency DC, Washington DC. There's so many variations, right? So I did a quick check. I mean, you only have a couple hundred words on your homepage. It's not a huge deal. But you also have to think about these photos. These photos have to be saved as keywords as well. So you want this to be saved as, it's saved as a random number. You want it to be saved as, like I said, DC commercial real estate agent. It just directs Google, tells Google who's your ideal clientele? What are people typing into Google, right? So you just need to, you build rapport and a relationship with your clients. You have to do the same thing with Google. You have to build a relationship with them, show them that you're credible, that you're you're a good business to work with, but you have to tell them what services, what people are your ideal clientele. Okay, so just remember the photos need to be saved as keywords and to have the correct keywords throughout your website. So the second thing, so I just Googled DC commercial real estate agent. The first thing you see is this Google map pack. So to get into this section is really, really important, of course. About 25% of people just find a business that they want to work with based on this Google map pack. So based on, their reviews. So, if I was a consumer, I would be like, oh, well, I'm just going to go with this one. They have 3 reviews and they're not very good. This one doesn't have any reviews. So, I would go with this one. So that would be the second thing, is just to get into this section. So to get into this section, you have to have citations, a lot of citations to beat your competitors, essentially. So citations are just your business name, address, and phone number on online directories such as Yelp, Facebook. Majority of directories are free. You may have to pay for some that are specific to your niche, but majority of them are free. That would be the first component that would really influence your rating in here. Number 2 is you have to have a lot of Google reviews. So that's something that's actually a little bit more new this year. They're putting more emphasis on reviews to get into this map section. So but again, it depends on your competition and how many competitors you have. So just making sure you're getting a couple Google reviews each month and just building those out. And the best way to do that is just have an automated system. There's a lot of software out there, and to just mass text and email clients once you have completed servicing them. So that's the best way to go about it, or you can designate a specific team member to call happy clients and just nicely ask them to review you. So that would be the second thing. So when you scroll down, this is what we call the organic section. So what naturally comes up into Google when you type in a keyword. So the number 1 competitor is this LoopNet.com. I mean, there's some other ones, but that's basically your number 1 competition. So I'll show you how your website is performing on the back end compared to that competitor, okay? So this is your website. This is what we use to analyze websites on the back end. So I know everyone's very concerned about what their website looks like on the front end, but it doesn't matter. If you're not doing the stuff on the back end, it'll never be on the first page of Google. So if you really want to be seen on the first page of Google, you have to really pay attention to this section, this referring domains and backlinks section. Just think of a referring domain as a high power, high credible website that's telling Google to boost your website because you're credible, you're a competent business, and that people should work with you. So they're basically telling Google like a thumbs up, essentially. And not all backlinks are created equal. So you don't want any spammy ones. You don't want any ones that have nothing to do with commercial real estate or something related to that. So you have 13 and 4. It's not a lot, it's not 0, but it's just not a lot. You have 5 keywords. So like I mentioned in the beginning, so you have Sterling Commercial Real Estate. That's your name, obviously. AdWords Commercial Real Estate, your last name and then your service. But there's nothing that says, DC commercial real estate or Virginia commercial real estate or what have you, because people don't know who you are specifically, and so they're trying to find a business credible to get those services. So yeah, those are just some keywords that you might be missing, but we'll see that more in your competitor's site. So you have 5 keywords that's bringing 0 people to your website a month. So no one's finding you on Google or just through your website itself. So this is your competitor. So what this is that it's a little bit confusing because they're a huge site. So, but their back page is ranking. So the DC location is ranking for commercial real estate. So this is a little bit deceiving in that sense because their whole website, like if you look at their whole entire website, look, 25 million backlinks. It's crazy how much they have on their website, right? But their specific back page that is ranking only has a couple. But it gets technical, but essentially their website is just so powerful. The core of their website, like loopnet.com, is so powerful. So it's really giving them a lot of power on all of their back pages. So this is not super indicative of how many backlinks. It's just they're so powerful because their whole website's powerful. So they have 36 keywords. That's driving 61 people to their website a month. So we can go into this section and see. So this is a national keyword. So commercial property realtor. So people, it's not going to directly relate to Washington D.C., right? It's just national. There's no city attached. Washington, D.C. commercial real estate brokers, 30 people search that a month, they're number 1. Commercial real estate brokers, D.C., 30 people search that a month, they're number 1. Washington, D.C. commercial real estate companies, 50 people search that a month, they're number 4. Commercial real estate companies, D.C., 50 people search that a month, they're number 4. So you get the idea. So basically all of this that mentions D.C. is people are typing that many times a month. So that's basically just the traffic that you might be missing on. But again, like that's not how you get your clients, right? You mostly get your clients through CoStar. But yeah, so if you're interested or you want to know more about this whole process, just shoot me a text or message me. But if not, that's no problem. At least you kind of learned what goes into the back end of this site. I also recommend, I know your site it doesn't have a domain, so it doesn't have a name. It's just a random number. So I suggest just buying a domain. Domain is just a URL like, www.sterlingcommercialrealestate.com, right? So I definitely suggest that. It just makes you look more professional, and people will remember that, right? Because if you tell them, yeah, my website's 1645999.site123.me, like it's not going to be people aren't going to remember that. So that's just something, and it's cheap. It's like a domain is maybe, it could range from $10 to $30 a year. So it's very cheap. So yeah, those are just some suggestions and some things to be aware of in terms of your online presence and just bringing more traffic to your site that could turn into clients. So I hope you learned a lot, and I hope you have a great weekend. And we'll keep in touch. I actually have a possible client. He's actually bought a franchise, or he's trying to bring an older franchise back into play in DC and Maryland. So he's it's a burger place. I forgot the exact name, but he's waiting for like the legal release of the name. So he just wait. But I know that he was looking for some real estate, commercial real estate. He was looking at a restaurant that uh, is selling in the next year or so. So I'll follow up with him in September, October, and see how he's doing. But I can definitely relay your information to him if if he needs those services. But I'm pretty sure he does, because he's still waiting for the lawyer to get back and everything. So he's starting the process, but I know that he'll eventually need your services. So, but yeah, so I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll speak with you soon. Okay, bye bye.